Alright, so UFC 309 is just an hour away. All week's away prelims. But I came across this story where Dana White is talking about Khamzat Chimaev, his next title shot, because obviously beating Usman, beating Whitaker, he's the number one contender. Nobody, I think, is gonna deny that, and it's looking like he'll probably win the belt with ease. I'm a huge DDP fan, as I'm sure all of you are. But yeah, let's get into it here. Of course, you're not working. There we go. But yeah, as you can see, Dana White on Khamzat Chimaev. I want him to fight for a title here in the United States. Now, if you guys don't know, the reason that Khamzat cannot get into the United States is because he is dating a daughter of a well-known supposed terrorist. I don't know much about it, but yeah, that is why Khamzat Chimaev, flip that up before it follows, can't play in the U.S. However, with the change in government, maybe that can be reversed. But anyways, UFC CEO Dana White is keeping the hype alive for Khamzat Chimaev, whose meteoric rise in the MMA world continues to turn heads. At UFC 308, the undefeated star delivered a stunning performance, submitting former middleweight champion Robert Whitaker in the first round and breaking the Australian's teeth in the process. Again, I think that was one of the scariest submissions ever, and at the time, not many of us knew what was going on. Obviously, you guys that are more into jiu-jitsu, I know you automatically knew that it was on the teeth, but yeah. Initially, we didn't know what was going on, but like I said, that has to be one of the scariest submissions ever. Following the dominant victory, many believe Chimaev is now on a collision course with current middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis. While White previously hinted that Sean Strickland was next in line for a title shot, Chimaev's overwhelming display of skill has sparked speculation about a shift in plans. During the appearance on the Jim Rome show, White praises Chimaev's performance and hinted at big plans for the fighter. This is what Dana White said. He looked incredible. His manager was telling me before the fight that mentally, physically, and emotionally, he's the best he's ever been. He said, I'm telling you, wait until you see him on Saturday. And he was right. He was dead on. This guy never, this guy never looked better, especially against the competition that he had. I'm looking forward to him getting a title fight in 25. While we'll see how this plays out here, but I want him to fight in the United States. I want him to fight for a title here in the U.S., which obviously the UFC, Dana, everybody, they want Khamzat in the U.S. Khamzat Chimaev has been one of the biggest stars in the sport because of this drama with who he's married to. You know, they've only been able to have him fight in Abu Dhabi. They've only had him able to fight in certain European countries. And we remember one of the things that helped him in his rise was his activity. He won two fights in a week. Like, Khamzat Chimaev, and the way he dominates his opponents. Like, when we saw him defeat Gerald Meerschaert, we were impressed with Gerald Meerschaert. You know, he beat Jing Yang, who I think, when he beat Jing Yang, a lot of people took that seriously because Jing Yang is he's one of the best welterweights outside of the like the solidified top 15. Like you know what I mean by that, or like I would say probably from like one to I mean I'd say 1 to 15 in that division is kind of solidified. You can maybe make a case for 14 and 15th, but yeah, but I really hope that the UFC can get Khamzat back in America. I'd be shocked if the, they can get him back in Canada, even though Canada is supposed to be this inclusive country that lets everybody in. Um, well, letting criminals, but a fighter, we can't have that one. I don't know, but it's it's really hard for the UFC though because if you put this belt on this guy who you're not sure whether or not you can promote in other countries, it's a big risk. It's a big risk, and you know the sad thing is that politics has completely taken over every fucking thing, everything. You know, sports, games, TV shows, you name it. You know, you know, it needs to get politicized no matter what. And like I've been saying, it's sad because Hamza potentially is the greatest fighter of all time. Like he just beat Whitaker. He beat Usman. I know that was a close fight. He beat Gilbert Burns, and the first 4 fights of his career, he only took a few punches. Like, you know, this guy is next level. This guy is, I believe, the true champion at middleweight. You know, I love DDP, but I don't see how DDP can handle the pace, the strength, the reach, like everything about Hamza Chimaev. Hamza Chimaev is like John Bone Jones, and the fact that his body, like his body was designed for fighting, designed for grappling. Like there's a few of them. John Jones, Pereira, obviously. You know, I would throw Alistair Overeem there in his prime. No, I mean, now that he's 205 now, yeah, I mean, he's still in good shape, but, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out with the UFC, and with Dana White. But, well, yeah. But, in the event that Hamzat can't fight in America, we know we're gonna get the Strickland fight. I think regardless whether DDP wins or not, we're gonna get that rematch. I would assume next year, probably. If it's not early next year, it'll be second half, I think. But you know, it'll be interesting to see, man. Like, middleweight itself is definitely not short on talented fighters, but I would argue it's kind of lacking in the star power. Like, a lot of these guys can break out and be stars. It's just that when it comes to mic skills, some of them just don't have it or they don't even try. But I don't know, man. It's definitely a strange situation because this isn't up to the UFC. This isn't up to any fight organization who would be in this situation. It's really a matter of diplomacy and all this bullshit, and I guarantee you they'll make a big fucking headline about it. About, oh, Donald Trump wants UFC fighter married to terrorists in the country. Like, there's just no way this ends well for MMA or the UFC. But I mean, we should be more in a more inclusive society, right? But I don't know. I thought this was a fun topic. Obviously, we got UFC 309 starting up here in 15 minutes, so I'm gonna go watch that. I'm gonna be posting my reaction to the event probably around midnight, 11, whenever the card ends. So look out for that. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about Dana White saying that he wants Khamzat to fight for the title in the U.S.? Do you think it'll happen, or do you think the politics will take place with it? Other than that, thanks for watching. Later.